mai kako. Mahalo nui ko kako hui ana. Mahalo nui o ko ke ia aha nei. No ko malama ana I ke ia manawa. E hele mi ai ka nui po e o ko kako la hui. Ai ho I ke aku I nā mana o li ke ole ala ko I ho I ke aku ia o ko. He mana o aloha no ho I ke ia o ko. Ua o hai ia mai nā leo ku I ke ia papahana. A he mea mau popo no hoi. Ka o ke ia oe Chair Island. Ke aloha nui no hoi ia oe me kao mau hana hoao e kulia I ka pono no ko kako. No ko kao a la hui, ko kao a aina. He alai hiki ia kako ke pono. He alai hiki ia kako ke imi aloa. Ke ola mai kai. No ka po e a pauloa. A ole no kako po e hawa I wale no. O wau ka luna. No ka Oahu Island Burial Council. My full name for your record is Hinaleimoana Wong Kalu. O ka uleo no hoi ia I ke ia manawa. E paio no ka pono no nā iwi kupuna o ko kako aina. As you have heard in the many sentiments expressed to you, the current setup that prevails for the PLDC would eliminate our voice from its true power and its true authority. It has the potential to do so. What could I say to the rules? I cannot say too much that hasn't already been expressed tonight. Instead, I will leave you with this. As an individual, and as our conversation, Bill, we've spoken before, and you said come up with other suggestions and solutions. Unfortunately, I don't have that immediate suggestion and solution. I've been sitting amongst members who came to the community roundtable voicing not only concern, but the wishes to either one, repeal, or number two, add administrative rules. But what was more apparent to me was the great cross-section of people that came to sit down, and we've seen that in the meeting tonight, and I've also seen it posted on YouTube in the other meetings that you have held on the other islands. So if I might leave you with this, I would ask other Hawaiians who are sitting outside, for those few who are remaining, please come inside. Please come in. If you're out there and you're listening, come inside the room. E kuiluna, please. I'm going to leave. Yes, please. I leave you with this. This is our reminder. Everyone in here for our different interests, everyone in here for everything that we have come to express to you this evening. And how do we find that which is just for us? Awai pono I nana I ko mo I kalania li ke a li mapuala ie That, ladies and gentlemen, joins us. We all came to voice our sentiment. I truly feel for you, Chair, and you, Chair, because the greater power that stands above you who would allow this to happen or who would encourage this to happen isn't here to shoulder it with you. That is for me the greater offense. And it's all the way to the top. That is unacceptable. So, my voice of aloha to you. There's not been a whole lot of sentiment that necessarily said aloha to you, but my aloha to you for sitting here and having to shoulder this. So mahalo for hearing my thoughts and my sentiment on behalf of the Oahu Island Burial Council. For our interest, we cannot support this effort in its current form. We agreed to participate in the roundtable. We offered our suggestions in the letter that was presented to you before this meeting, so you can find our comments there. Mahalo.
Thank you. And then Candice Fuji Kane.
First and foremost, that was Pono. Mahalo. Gentlemen, thank you for bearing the 3.5 hours that we've all been here this evening. I thank you. I would like to start off my testimony with a quote by Kamehameha the Great before his death in 1819. Tell my people that I have planted in the soil of our land the roots of a plan for their happiness. All that is now necessary is that you cultivate the ground so that there may be growth. Hello, my name is Oren Kupau and I am the founder and chairperson of Ali'i Global Cooperative, a cooperative federation made up of Native Hawaiian cooperative companies. It is imperative that the PLDC, if the voice of the people failed to repeal your creation during the past 5 days of testimony, failed to repeal your entity, adopt the following changes to your rules. In subchapter 2, 302-1, changing the title from Development of Projects by Corporations to the Development of Projects by Cooperatives. And adding in the eligible developers criteria section a special use preference to Native Hawaiian cooperative businesses and a privileged use status to all other locally owned cooperative entities. After exhausted, then maybe offer our lands to multinational and foreign cooperative entities. The fear of corporations and their ability to misguide the public and lead our elected officials scares me and my ohana. This type of preference guarantees that revenue generated in Hawaii will stay in Hawaii. My last suggestion to your rules is to include in it its own chapter regarding a detailed definition and formula of how the state will calculate the Native Hawaiian people's 20% of revenue generated by these public land deals as mandated in the Hawaii State Constitution. In respect, gentlemen, to the lands you have been legislatively fast-tracked to control, I would like to share a little history regarding land stewardship of these islands we all here tonight call home. 240 years ago, when a Western explorer made contact with these lands, he and his crew bared witness to a completely self-sufficient people, all strong, healthy, and handsome, as they said, each responsible for their own contribution to this thriving island society. Villages for farming, villages for fishing, craftsmen and healers, each cooperatively working together for the other. All this cooperation took vast amounts of land, which sustained generation of families. Great leadership was a third component to the land and our people. This leader had to work side by side with his village and humbly lead by example and truth, fiercely able to defend them if it was needed against any and all outside forces trying to disrupt the village's harmony. Unfortunately, the greatest villages, the greatest leaders could never predict these islands' fate that foreign contact would knowingly deliver. Death by disease ravaged the people. Whole families, 4 to 5 generations gone. Great leaders dead, villages extinct. To our ancestors tonight, I ask for forgiveness for our leaders' failures to unite our people and righteously develop a plan for our people's happiness. So ladies and gentlemen of DLNR, the PLDC, and state public officials, the life of these lands are perpetuated in righteousness. To help the people rebuild this village mentality for the modern era would be righteous. To ignore it, gentlemen, would be a risk not worth mentioning this evening. Mr. Isla, I thank you for your time. People of the PLDC, I humbly ask you guys to do what is righteous and return to the state of Hawaii their responsibility to manage, only manage the lands that you guys are preparing to sell and trade or negotiate with. Mahalo nui loa. I share this from my heart this evening, and always malama pono. Thank you.